Hello friends, in this video we are going to create a JavaScript program that will behave like a timer. So here I have three different types of timer. When I click on lunch break, it will take me a timer of 30 minutes. When it complete the 30 minutes, then it will give me a sound. So when I click on break, I have set the time duration as 6 seconds. So when I click on this, you can see makes a sound at 0. Yeah, this is what we are going to build in this video. I'm not gonna deeply explain about the HTML and the CSS. I'm going to only focus on the JavaScript. So save that. Here you can see in the HTML I have 3 buttons which have the class of button, and each button will have the data value, and this is a data attribute. We can use this data attribute in the JavaScript to grab this value. So in order to understand, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to the console and just type document dot get elements by class name. Each button I have in the HTML, I have the class of a button, so it gives a HTML collection of these buttons. I'm gonna grab one of the button of 0, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the attribute of data value. Here you can see dot get attribute of data value. It will provide me the value in that button. So when I go for the first button, then it will give me the 30. So it is providing me in string. In order to change that to integer or a new float, you can do that like this. We can use parse float or parse int. I'm gonna use parse float because I have set this to 0.1. So when I click on this, you can see that the second button have the time duration of 30 seconds. That's why it returned 30 seconds here, 30. When I go for the first button, it will provide me 0.1. so this is the method we can use to grab this value. And I have another two divs with the ID of minutes and seconds. Here is where my remaining minutes and seconds are displayed. So let's write the script. I'm gonna grab the buttons. This will get the HTML collection of buttons, and I need to loop through all the buttons. So when you come here and inspect, go to the console, this HTML collection will have the attribute dot length. So this loop goes through that length. So the next thing is I'm gonna grab each of the button in a variable called element. Then I need to add event listener to the element, and the event which I'm gonna listen is click event. Whenever this click event is happened, I will perform this function. Inside this function, what I'm gonna do is, before that I'm going to create two variables, minutes and seconds, and then minutes container and seconds container. So the minutes container is this one. Here we need to update the minutes, so go to that, then do document dot get element by ID of minutes. Then the seconds container, seconds. Now I can use these two minutes contain I can use this minutes container and seconds container to set the value, and here I can get the hit the data attribute. Let minutes is equal to, I'm gonna copy from here parse float of and paste it here. Instead of doing this, I can remove this and get the attribute from the element. So each time each button is stored in the element, I'm gonna set an event listener to that element, and whenever the click event is happened, I'm gonna get that attribute from that element, and I'm gonna store it in the minutes. Then I will calculate the seconds. So I have already defined the minutes, so I don't need that. Seconds is equal to minutes star 60, because 1 minute has 60 seconds. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function and also a variable called clear time interval ID, or else interval ID. Each time interval will have the ID, so you can see whenever function timer. So we need to set the interval for the timer function for each 1000 milliseconds. So before that, if there is any interval currently running, then we need to clear that interval. So we can clear interval by getting that ID. Initially I'm going to set this interval ID to null. So whenever set interval function is called, it will return an ID. We can use that ID to clear that interval. That is what I'm doing here. If there is no interval set, the value in the interval ID will be null. If there is any interval is currently running, then it will be that interval ID will be stored in this interval ID, and that will be cleared once when there is another button is pressed. So that is what happens here. Then in the timer function, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to update the value of minutes and seconds. So I need to calculate some of the things. First of all, I'm just going to temp seconds. I have declared this seconds variable as seconds and minutes variables as in global scope, so that there is no need to pass these arguments. Temp seconds is equal to seconds modulus of 60. So here, if I provide the minutes as 5 minutes, then 5 star 60 will give me 300. If I take a modulus of 60, and it will provide me 0 and 299. So in order to understand that, go to the console. If I provide 5 minutes, the seconds will be calculated at 5 star 60, and I can set the remaining seconds like 5 star 300 modulus of 60, then it will be provide me 0. If the remaining time is 299, then it will be giving me the seconds as 59. So whenever the seconds reaches 0, I need to decrease a minute. So that is what I'm gonna do here. Minutes is equal to math dot floor of seconds divided by 60. for each time I need to decrease the seconds. So whenever for each 1 second this timer function will be called, and the seconds will be decreased, and based on the second the minutes will be calculated, and the 10 seconds will have the value from 0 to 60. And I need to check if temp second double equal to 0, then I need to decrease the minutes. Before that I need to check another one, which is minutes double equal to 0 and seconds double equal to 0, which means I have the complete timer is finished. Then I need to call the alarm. I will do it later, and also I need to clear the interval with the interval ID. Then what I need to do is if it is not the end of the timer, then I need to just decrease the minutes. So here you can see here, when there is a 0 value in the temp seconds, you need to check whether the minutes is 0 and seconds are 0. So the temp seconds is the value from 0 to 60, but the minutes and seconds are a complete value. If there is 5 minutes, then the seconds value will be 300 and minutes will be calculated from the seconds. For each 1 second, the seconds will be decreased, which means 300, 299, that likewise it goes on. And once it completes, I need to set the minutes container dot inner HTML is equal to minutes, and seconds container dot inner HTML is equal to seconds. So I need to write the function called alarm. In this function I'm gonna create an audio. I have an audio file in my working folder. Inside this, provide the path to that audio file. This is the file which I have, and I need to play that audio play. So that's it, we have completed that. You just call the alarm. So come here and check whether it works or not. So when you click on the break, check whether, I think there's a problem in it. Check by using this. You can also check by just I think the problem with that is we need to write the complete code inside the window.load event listener, because there is a problem about the reference of buttons on load. So do this. That's fine. Now come here and just click break. The problem is I think here button. Now click on this. You can see here 6 5. Yeah, it's working, but I need to change this 6 to 06 so that it will look good. I'm gonna write a function for that. set value. In this set value I'm gonna get an input and return if the input is less than 9, then I need to append 0 before it, input, or else I will return that input. So come here and click on the break. I need to call this set value in here, set value. Yeah, now click on break. You can see here 0605, then it goes with 0. If I click on the long break, so here the problem is I have set the seconds. I need to set the temp seconds because it has the modulus of 60. Come and refresh here and click on long break. So another problem which I have is minutes minus. The value for my long break is 10. Okay, then seconds will be minutes to 60. It will come into the timer function, and the timer function will calculate the temp seconds. And so the problem here is, so click on this. Yeah, it's working good. 9 minutes. The remaining time is 9 minutes and 55 seconds, 54 seconds. So in order to get rid of that 00, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna cut this out and paste it here and refresh this. Click on the long break. You can see we have 9 minutes 59 seconds remaining. Yeah, that works fine. I have 6 seconds break. I have 6 seconds time duration in the break. When I click on this, 5 4 3 2 1. Yeah, that's it. We have completed this. Thanks for watching this video. See you on the next video.